This video will show you how to quickly start using giglad. The program is already installed on a Windows 10 machine with the required hardware, which includes a USB external audio sound card which support ASIO and a MIDI controller keyboard which is connected via USB. The current version of giglad is 1.0.7. Future versions may look differently but the core functionality will be similar. We are going to need VST virtual instruments, so let's download a few free ones from the internet to get started. By using the same process, we populate our directory with a decent number of plugins. Now, back to giglad. First thing we want to do, is going to Settings. We should select our sounds card ASIO driver. And our MIDI keyboard controller. We also need to tell giglad where to find the virtual instruments that we have just downloaded. Let's add a new path which points to the directory where we have our VSTs, and press the scan button for these to be brought in. Now it's a good time to ensure that our system has been set up correctly. Let's select an instrument on the right-hand track and see if we have any audio coming out. Watch how the notes on the screen keyboard are get highlighted, while we are playing something on the MIDI controller. Mind that the range of the right hand that we selected is solo range and as such, only notes playing in that range will be processed. We can change that, but no need for now. Many VSTs have a number of settings which can be applied. At any time, we can choose to save the current state of the virtual instrument as a program, in order to reuse it later. We can see here a number of predefined programs. Let's work with a different one. We are now going to create a simple style. I will give a name for my style, and I will change the time signature to 3/4 as I wish to create some kind of waltz. The program automatically switches to the style editor. We currently have one track, one section for our style and one measure on this section. Let's give our track a meaningful name, and select an instrument. We can now add some notes in this track using the Midi Editor. I am selecting the pencil to add new notes. Since my root chord is C major 7th, I am inserting notes which correspond to that scale. I will also change the chord transposition algorithm to D-sustain, which will result the notes to be transported downwards for different chords. Let's listen. Back to the arranger now to test what we have so far. Let's press the start button. We hear nothing because we are not playing any chord. Let's do so. Nice, but we can do better. Let's head back to the style editor to add a few more tracks. Let's add a bus. Let's add a background in this time. Instead of selecting an instrument from scratch, we will use one of my predefined programs. Finally, let's add our drums. Because I am using the same VST for drums quite often, I have placed it in my memory pool for this to load faster. It is also important to select bypass for the chord transposition algorithm, because we do not want any transposition to be applied for drums. Let's listen. While listening, I will adjust the volumes and the pans to get a better result. Now, let's add one more section to our style. I will rename my current section to verse. And I will append a new section which I will name chorus. I can now focus on my new section. We hear nothing, because there are no notes yet on this section. Let's add a few notes. I want my sections to be quite similar, and as such, I will copy the track notes and tweak them a bit to get the result I want. Let's fast forward. I now have the chorus section, which is quite similar to the verse section, but gives an extra tone. Let's head back to the arranger now, to play a song with the style that we just created. I have already mapped my MIDI controller with giglad, and as such, I can perform multiple actions such as starting, stopping, changing tempo and switching sections, directly from my MIDI controller. Let's go. Before ending this video, let's have a quick look to the song editor, where we can instruct the arranger to play by itself. Let's create a new song and use one of the existing templates to be our guide. I will set the title, and the style that we just created, by giving its relative to our song's directory path name. I will change the tempo to 140, and I will delete the count, as I do not wish any counter before the song starts playing. I will instruct the main segment to play different chords, and each one of them will last 3 beats. I will now create another segment and name it secondary. As I want my song to use the different sections of my style, I will move the style attribute from the song to each segment. Finally, I will tell the song which segments to play. Let's listen. This concludes the quick start guide of giglad. Please refer to the documentation, which can also be found online, to learn in detail how you can use the software. Thanks for watching.